I want you guys to take a look at all the bars from the ceiling that you see. I actually stopped taking pictures because it was too overwhelming. But every last every last bar you see represents a body. Represents a body. For all the lynchings that have occurred. All the lynchings. So I really want you to take a look at this. And you already missed half of it. I just started recording it now. But these are all representations of bodies from lynchings. And trust me, I've already went through half of the museum. So this is it. This is all representing bodies. Nothing is that. Thousands of African Americans are unknown victims of racial terror lynchings whose death cannot be documented, many whose names will never be known. They are all honored here. All of these are bodies, 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 bodies. Do you see all these bars? Bodies representing lynchings. What's going on, Anita? How you doing, Queen? Tina says what? Lynchings. You see that? You see all those bars? All these bars? You see that? Because I want you guys to have a visual of what has occurred in our history. What has occurred in our history, right? Visuals. How you doing, sis? All of these represent bodies. I'm going to take you up there. I want you to look at this because sometimes we don't get it. Sometimes we need a visual to fully understand what has happened in our history. Sometimes we need a visual. All right? So I want you guys to look at this. Look at this. Look at this. And we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about all this stuff. We're going to talk about voting. We're going to talk about all this stuff. But I want you guys to look at this. Because I want you to understand me and hear me clearly when I say I don't have to vote just because you tell me to. All right? Because I understand what it meant for my ancestors to fight. Not just because they just wanted to do it, but because our ancestors had strategies. They had a purpose. They had a reason. And they stayed with it. And they lost their lives. And they fought for what they believed. That is the difference. That is the difference, my brothers and sisters. To fight for what you believe is the difference. You don't do it just because everybody else is doing it. You do it because you have to know exactly what you are fighting for. So before me, my sisters and brothers, what you are looking at is a representation of every last documented lynching. Every last documented lynching. Every last documented lynching. It is a strategy. And we have to understand this. So if you're going to keep throwing away your vote and getting nothing in return, and our people are getting killed and murdered with nothing in return, it's a difference to die for what you believe in. There is a difference to die for what you believe in than to just get murdered simply because they can and get away with it. So when we don't go and we don't ask for anything fucking specific to us, this is what we get. This is what we get. So you see these bodies? You see these bodies? Sooner or later, they're going to have to erect another memorial. Another memorial for all the people shot and killed. That's what's going to come next. Because this is what's happening right now. So when we ask for nothing, we get nothing. And people get mad at the people that are organizing. And I don't have to name us. You guys know who we are. You know who we are. They get mad Just imagine what our ancestors went through when they were fighting for what they believed in, and people were afraid. People were afraid that something would happen to them, that they would die. Just imagine what our ancestors went through, because people probably told them that they were crazy too. People probably told them that it wasn't worth it as well. People probably told them to leave it alone or don't get involved. Just imagine. Just imagine. So when we fight for what we believe in today, we do it with strategy and we do it with purpose. So to those who are afraid and to those who don't understand, they get mad at us. They get mad at all of us who are activists. They get mad because you don't understand and because your own fear doesn't allow you to see it from a different perspective. So we're not afraid. We're not afraid of losing our life for what we believe in. You know why? Because you see every last one of these bodies, that represents a body. Each one represents a body, right? And we have bodies today. You see those bodies over there? You see those things? Bodies. I'm going to show you what's on these things. I'm going to show you. Each one represents a body. So when our brothers get shot and killed, rest in peace Trayvon Martin, rest in peace Michael Brown, rest in peace Eric Garner, rest in peace Sandra Bland, their names will be up here too. And if we don't fight against this domestic terrorist that we are being subjected to by the same enemy that killed our ancestors, we're bound to repeat it. You see this? Let me get up close. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to read this. Alabama. Here's our ancestors. Here's our ancestors. Here's our ancestors. You see that? So even though it's one stone, look how many names. 4 names. Right? And those are the years. This one's in Alabama as well. That one has 1 name. Look at this one. Alabama as well. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 names. 6 names. Look at this one. Alabama. Alabama. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 names. Alabama. 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 Each one represents a body, my people. Each one represents a body. So when we get pushback, when we get angry, people don't understand why we're protesting, we ignore them. We ignore them because we know that our ancestors went through the same thing. Our ancestors faced criticism the same way. Our ancestors faced people who were afraid, brothers and sisters who were afraid. Our ancestors were called crazy. Our ancestors were called race baiters. Our ancestors were called radicals. Then call me what you want. Call me what you will, because every last one of my ancestors lie here. Every last one of these things represent up to 11 of my ancestors on one. Do you get the visual? Do you see the visual? Do you see the visual? Do you see this visual? Do you see those bodies over there? Do you see the visual? We gotta have the visual. We gotta have the visual. We have to have the visual. We need it. It's not even finished. This is the Lynching Museum, but they call it a Center for Nonviolence and Peace. How can this be nonviolence and peace? This is what nonviolence and peace gets us. This is what nonviolence and peace gets us. A name on metal and a little record in history. This is what nonviolence and peace gets us. You see this? I did this on purpose because we have to have a visual. We have to have a visual. You see this? Keeps going. It keeps going. We need the visual. So when we push back against these clowns that continuously use us for our votes but give us nothing in return, we do it for a reason. We do it for a reason. So I don't care who gets upset. Because you see those bodies? These are my ancestors. These are my ancestors. Names that you and I don't even know. Names that the news would never even speak of. These are my sisters and my brothers. These are my ancestors. So when I push back against these jokers who want our votes, They don't want to give a shit in return. They want to water down everything and give it to everyone else but us specifically. So when I fight, this is why I fight. So my sisters and brothers, I thank every last one of you guys for your support, because this is why we do what we do. People got a lot of judgments about us. But it's my brother, Dr. Umar Johnson, that keeps us with history. It is my brother. This is my beloved one right here, Ida B. Wells. She is my ancestor who watches over me. She is you got to know her life. Read her story and know her life. She is my ancestor that watches over me. See, we can have fun all we want. We can talk about the newest records, the newest music. But if you don't know your history, if you don't know propaganda, if you don't know social engineering, if you don't know conditioning, if you don't know your history other than what the white man told you your history is, you're damned to repeat it again. You must know your history. You must know your history. How many people have not even come to Alabama? It ain't nothing here, but this is powerful in and of itself, because we need an active memory. We need not to have a passive memory, because this is how our ancestors look. These are ancestors that were beat down and killed. These are ancestors that were beat down and killed. And we must know that. We must know that. All those bodies. All those bodies. All those bodies. So I gotta go, my beloved sisters and brothers. I gotta go. I gotta find my way out this, because I don't know where the crew is. Is that Dr. Umar? Where's my crew? I don't know what my crew is. But I gotta go. But all of these represents a body. All of these. So I just came on just so you guys can see where I'm at. Okay? So you can see just how powerful this is. Just so you can get a visual. Just so you can get a visual. Just so when we share stuff, we need you guys to share it. When we give you history, we want you guys not just to like it and comment on it, but share it.